Scotch, bourbon and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Welcome to another episode of Trennyandc. I'm Trenny. This is C. Hello. We've got some Indian whiskey this month. Indian Summer
here at Trennyandc, and today we are featuring John Distilleries Roulette,
yes,
which is actually a blended Indian whiskey. There it is, Roulette.
And you can be involved in some gambling by maybe winning a bottle,
right,
of Roulette.
I see where you're going with that.
Right? That's kind of a segue.
Yeah, go to patreon.com/Trennyandc. Sign up for our Patreon, and all of our patrons are automatically entered in all of our bottle giveaways.
Right.
So this month, it will be a bottle of this stuff here. We have pre-poured it. Glug, 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 glug. Let's give it a little
This is a
nose
blended whiskey.
Correct.
It's not single malt style. It is, I believe it said it was first American, or matured in ex-bourbon cask,
right,
with exciting aromas.
There you
As
go.
long as they're exciting.
You wouldn't want boring aromas.
Yeah, no.
40%. Let's get right into it.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Instantly, it has a touch of the peat.
Yeah,
Touch of peat
on the nose, and then there is like a sweetness to it, and like a subtle kind of fruity undertone,
but still like quite grainy and
it's grain
almost
forward.
like you can tell what the new make kind of was going into it, which was pretty decent quality. Interesting sweetness and the peatiness and things like that going into it that
reminds me of the first day of school.
Totally.
You don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's true.
You're a little nervous.
A little nervous, you're a little
excited.
into it.
You're a little excited.
And that smell, it kind of smells like the school hallways. Yeah, a little musty, dusty, like.
That's right. Okay, let's give it a taste.
Okay,
let's get into it.
Oh. And then suddenly you're hot for teacher.
For sure. That's exactly.
Okay, that's nice. 40% doesn't blow your socks off.
Yeah,
in the percentage.
It is, you know? A little bit of that subtle peatness that you spoke about earlier, which is kind of a redeeming quality when you have that, like, the graininess of a blend.
Yeah.
I think the peat kind of boosts it back up a little bit. It helps it out.
It helps it out. It kind of like rounds off the edges a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it kind of like, it adds to the flavor and gives you a little bit more to kind of work with.
Totally.
You know? It full bodies it a little bit.
But this is, you know, we got to speak to what it is. It is truly a blended whiskey, you know, in a kind of a Scotch style, little bit of peat, nothing that's gonna, I mean, there's people out there that are gonna really love it, and the price is right, and you can use it for all sorts of purposes. You can mix it with your whatever you mix with, whatever you mix stuff with.
But one thing I will say is, one thing I will say on that is that I think as far as Indian blended whiskeys are concerned, this is one of the better ones.
Definitely.
Like, maybe the best one that we've tried, because
we've tried
After Dark, and then there's Antiquity Blue, and then there's
Black Dog, or is that what it's called?
and then like there's a bunch of them that are pretty hard to drink.
Yeah, there's some that I don't know if I would qualify them as whiskeys.
Yeah, they're almost like a molasses rummy kind of weirdness.
Yeah.
But
where this is still very much a blended whiskey style.
Much more whiskey-ish, and I think the peat, like we said, really helps it out. Like overall, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty tasty stuff. Yeah. Like if somebody gets I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, totally.
And you get what you pay for, but I mean, it's the entry level of like the Paul John kind of lineup.
For sure, and it's nice to see in amongst all the blended scotches and things like that. Like you got your Johnny Walkers and all those things, to have an Indian whiskey in that. That's like on that kind of realm, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for something that's like entry level to try, I would of all of the Indian blends, I'd go here first.
Yeah, totally.
All
There's
right.
even a little bit of a tobacco-y kind of like, there's some things growing and building in this whiskey. So
There's more happening with this one,
more
for
to
sure.
discover. So
Click like, subscribe, leave a comment, and enter our giveaway, patreon.com/Trennyandc. Cheers.